The manifesto is signed. The pawn is in place. Now the villain needs a weapon. And he finds the perfect one: public opinion, armed with racism, scandal, and sheer noise. Iago stops whispering in dark streets. Now he gives the order to scream from the rooftops. Welcome back to LitLoom. Act 1, Scene 1, line 66 to 74. Iago has finished defining himself. Now he defines his attack, and it is brutal, public, and poetically cruel. A plan designed not just to hurt Othello, but to infest and corrupt his very happiness. This is where private hatred becomes a public weapon. First, witness the total conversation of Rodrigo. He is no longer a hopeful lover, he is a soldier in Iago's war. And he uses the basest ammunition available: dehumanizing racism. What a full fortune does the thick lips owe if he can carry this. Okay, now here thick lips is a vicious physical racial slur. What incredible luck does he have if he can get away with this? Rodrigo now frames Othello's marriage as a crime he is getting away with. Iago's psychological poison seems to have fully mutated into overt societal bigotry. This tells Iago his weapon is loaded and ready to fire. Now, the luck or the fortune that Rodrigo mentions here is Othello's marriage to Desdemona. So that's the luck that he mentioned here. And when we talk about the thick lips, it contains so many themes. For an example, it's about racial discrimination, national identity, color discrimination, and also here you can see sexual jealousy, because Othello got something that he, being a white person, didn't got, right? So that is where the sexual jealousy can be seen here. On the other hand, thick lips also a metaphor which refers to Othello. And now General Iago gives his orders. This isn't a duel, it's more or less like a campaign of psychological and social terrorism, right? So Iago says, call up her father, call her father, right? Now, this highlights how Brabantio himself becomes the target one of Iago, the authority figure, right? The law attack through patriarchal outrage can be seen here clearly. Rouse him, make after him, poison his delight. Now, here the word rouse him means make him awake, right? Awaken him. And make after him, right? So, rouse him, it means attack at night, shock him from sleep, poison his delight. This is the mission statement. Don't just inform him, corrupt his fundamental joy in his daughter. Iago's strategy is to attack Othello by destroying the happiness of everyone connected to him. That is the main aim of him. So here we can see hatred, jealousy towards Brabantio, and of course Desdemona, Othello, especially Othello, and we can see willful villainy right here. Proclaim him in the streets, incense her kinsman. So here proclaim means publicly shout, right? Publicly announce in the streets, incense her kinsman. Now, who are these kinsmen? Kinsmen are the ancestors, right? The people of their family. Call them here. That is what he meant, right? Go public, make it a city-wide scandal, publicly announce that. Turn the family of Desdemona or the kinsman into an angry mob. This is about turning all of Venetian society into a weapon. And though he in a fertile climate dwell, plague him with flies. Now here, and though, okay, here in the core, chilling metaphor of Iago's evil can be seen, right? Othello dwells in a fertile climate. Fertile climate means a good condition, right? A favorable condition, right? So this is figurative. His means Othello's joy, his love, his high military status, his new marriage, everything are favorable to Othello. So that is what meant by fertile climate, right? Now, what is Iago's plan? It is to infest that paradise with a plague of flies. Now, once again, we can take fertile climate as a metaphor, which metaphorically says about Othello's favorable condition, which I told you already, and plague him with flies, once again, a metaphor which means spoiling of the happiness of whom? Of course, of Othello, right? So, then the flies, okay, the flies are the buzzing, irritating, disgusting accusations, the racist slurs, the public shame he will unleash, right? So metaphorically, it's an image of something beautiful being corrupted by swarming filth. Though that his joy be joy, yet throw such changes of vexation on it, as it may lose some color. Okay, now I will tell you the meanings of the words first of all. Joy be joy in the sense joyful, and when it comes to vexation, hope it's a new word for you. Vexation means irritation. Right now, let's dive into the literal meaning. Okay, now here the more psychological vicious part of Iago's plan appears. Here Iago acknowledges, though that his joy be joy. Now Othello's happiness is real, it's true, and it's authentic. This isn't just about exposing a fraud, it's about soiling a truth. He will throw such changes of vexation, irritation, twists of trouble, alterations of torment upon it that its very color fades. He aims to drain the vibrancy, the life, the reality from Othello's happiness. Not to prove it false, but to make it look and feel stained. Now let's see why this is the scene's perfect climax. This speech is the brutal logical culmination of everything in Act 1, Scene 1. First reason, scale. It moves from a private whisper to a public proclamation. Second, action. It moves from abstract philosophy, I am not what I am, to concrete malicious action. Third, true villainy is revealed here. It's not just revenge, it's ecological warfare. Iago won't just kill Othello, he will poison the entire ecosystem of Othello's life, his reputation, his social standing. Last reason, blueprint for the play. The rest of Othello is the execution of this plan. First, the public social attack, the rest of Act 1, then the private domestic infestation from Act 2 to 5. The files, the flies becomes the lies Iago whispers in Othello's own ear. And with that command, call up her father, the two men run off into the night. So, from these lines, Shakespeare has already introduced his villain in full, complete with motive, philosophy, and method. And also, he has recruited his first agent by now, launched the central conflict with the act of public sabotage, and done it all through some of the most concentrated, powerful language ever written for the stage. This concludes our line by line breakdown of Act 1, Scene 1 of Othello. The foundation of tragedy is laid. The poison is in the air. The flies are swarming. If you have followed this entire series, thank you. Please let us know in the comments which part was most revealing to you. Thanks again for reading deeply with us. Remember, be aware of those who see your joy and only think of how to dim its color.